If your mind or your intelligence does not get entangled with any identity, including your body, including your own thought process, including your own emotion, spiritual process is very natural. If your intelligence is not entangled with anything, it's very natural for your intelligence to inquire and open up different dimensions of life. You identify yourself with something in search of security, in search of safety, in search of self-preservation. Otherwise, it's not doing anything else, please see. It gives you some sense of false sense of belonging, which you will anyway shed someday. The moment you're identified with something that you're not, your intelligence is freaked. It will go in cycles around that. Whatever you're identified with, your intelligence functions only around that, please see. Yes? If you identify yourself with your religion, your nationality, your family, it works only around that. It's a certain type of prejudice, isn't it? A prejudiced mind cannot see. A prejudiced mind cannot reveal the reality of life, that's all it is. When I say prejudice, it's on many different levels. No, I'm very broad-minded, I am not prejudiced. Well, you have a broad prejudice. Your mind is functioning with a certain identity. Once there is an identity, it is prejudiced. On a certain day, a man died and he went to heaven. There, God himself opened the gates of heaven, welcomed him, and God said, "See, I have a few chores to finish and come. If you could just mind the gate for me for a few minutes, I'll just come back." He felt really great, substituting for God. That's nice. Substituting for God, filling in for God is not a small honor, isn't it? Keeping the gates, but it's okay. You're doing God's job. He was waiting for something to happen, and to his distress and amazement, his wife appeared at the gates. He said, what are you doing here? This is not a local bar or something. How did you follow me? She said, well, I was just driving back from the funeral. I crashed the car and here I am. Then, when he entered, God had put a test for him. When he came to the gates, God had asked him, "See, my son, you have come here, that's fine, but you have to spell a word if you have to enter the heaven." So he had thought, oh my God, is this old man a school teacher? He's asking for a spelling. Is there a damn spelling test even here? He said, the God said, "Don't you worry, it's a simple word." "What's the word, Father?" God said, "You have to spell the word love." So, then he thought, L-U-L… he had told many people, "I love you," but he had never written a letter. So he thought, L-U-L-V-L-O-L-O-V-E. God said, "You passed, come in." Okay, somehow I got it. Now when his wife came, she said, "Okay, you have come here, but unless you spell a word, you can't get in." She said, "Oh, come on, if you can spell the damn word and get in, can't I do it? Tell me what's the damn word." He looked at her and said, "Czechoslovakia." Mind is a very prejudiced thing. It all depends what you're identified with, Whatever you're identified with, your mind rotates around that. Right now, you're identified with many things that you're not, many. For example, if I say, I'm speaking, as I'm speaking, suddenly if I pick up this glass and say, this is my glass, you'll think, okay, Sadhguru has a problem. But it's all right, everybody says he's wise, let's listen. After some time I say, this is me, then you say, let's go, enough. This is too much. Please see, this is what has happened to you. For example, there are many ways to look at this. For example, food appears on your plate. You say, this is my food. You eat it and then you say, this is me. Isn't it so? What you call as my body is just a heap of food or no? Yes? It's the food that you've eaten, isn't it? What you accumulate can be yours. I will not dispute it for now, but it can never be you, isn't it so? Yes? Whatever you accumulate, it can be yours, but it can never become you, isn't it? Did you accumulate your body over a period of time? Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you accumulate your mind over a period of time? Yes? But both these things right now you call as myself, isn't it? And it doesn't stop there. It just extends into many things. Your home, your car, your things, your money, your children, your husband, your wife, a million other things. Your religion, your ideas, your ideologies, everything. You're identified with too many things which you're not. Once you're like this, your intelligence is freaked. It's a wonky intelligence, it's lost its penetration. It simply repeats old nonsense. You heard of Tenali Ramakrishna? Oh. Tenali Rama was a jester in Krishna Devaraya's court. Similar things happened also with Akbar and Birbal, but we will stick to the South Indian story. It so happened, when Krishna Devaraya was young, because of some political reasons, his mother had to leave a few month-old Krishna Devaraya with another woman for care and go somewhere. For more than 18 months, the child was separated from the mother, but he was under the care of another woman who also had a child who was a few months older than Krishna Devaraya. So this woman nursed Krishna Devaraya as her own child. She breastfed him. And he grew up, and later on his mother came back, took him, and then he became a great emperor. So this boy, who was that woman's son, Krishna Devaraya always treated him as a brother, as an elder brother, because we drank milk from the same mother, so we are brothers. That's how he considered this. So as an expression of his gratitude, he gave away a few villages to this boy and he said, okay, you make your own kingdom. This village bumpkin got these few things and within a few years he squandered everything and lost everything and again back to square one. Krishna Devaraya went on to become a great emperor. Then one day, this man, who was over 30 years of age at that time, thought, my younger brother has become a great emperor and I am with nothing. Let me go there and see if I could get something out of this. And he went. Krishna Devaraya welcomed him as you would welcome an elder brother. He gave him all the necessary honors, all the necessary hospitality and gave him a place in the court. He just looked at this. Krishna Devaraya had gathered a scintillating array of talent in his court. He looked at all this, all kinds of debates going on, concerts going on a daily basis. He was just amazed. And above all, this Tenali Rama, such a brilliant assistant. Then he lamented with Krishna Devaraya, "You are so successful, you have become a great emperor because you have such intelligent people around you. If only I had people like you around me, I would also become a great emperor." Particularly this Tenali Rama, if I had someone like him with me, I would also become a great emperor. So Krishna Devaraya felt bad about this and he asked, "What shall I do, my brother?" He said, "If you can give this Tenali Rama to me, I will go and build a great empire of my own." So immediately Krishna Devaraya called Tenali Rama and ordered, "You must go with my elder brother, he wants you." So Tenali Rama said, "Oh, your elder brother wants me, why? I can send my elder brother with him." That looked like a good idea for Krishna Devaraya because he is not eager to lose Tenali Rama, but at the same time his elder brother is asking, he doesn't know what to do. "Oh, you really have an elder brother? I did not know." "No, I have an elder brother, let us send my elder brother with your elder brother." So they went and asked this man, "So, Tenali Rama's elder brother is willing to come with you, is that okay?" So this fool thought, if Tenali Rama is so intelligent, his elder brother… He said, "Fine." Next day he is to leave and a huge send-off has been organized. So in the full assembly of the court, everybody has assembled and Tenali Rama came with a bull on the rope. He walked into the court. Krishna Devaraya saw this and asked, "What is this? Why have you brought this bull into the court?" "No, my lord, this is my elder brother." Said, "What nonsense, what is this you're trying to do?" "No, we drank milk from the same mother." Once you get identified with something that you are not, your intelligence is no good. It just becomes repetitive. So this repetitive intelligence is what we are referring to as karma. When we see somebody going through certain patterns, irrespective of the situations in which they exist. Sun came up wonderfully today morning, but somebody is miserable. Flowers are blossoming, weather is good, everything is great, but somebody is miserable. Then we say, "Oh, this is his karma." Why we are saying this is his own doing, because he has set up patterns which are just repetitive. He is not able to enjoy the sunrise, he is not able to enjoy the beautiful breeze, he is not able to enjoy the fragrance of the flowers. His karma is going on. What is going on in his head is what rules him. This is his karma. Karma means action, your action. Or in other words, your experience of life is 100% your doing, nobody else is doing. Physicality is always a limitation, isn't it? You can stretch it. But there is a limitation for physical body. Physical means limit, isn't it? Because the basis of physicality is a limited boundary, isn't it so? Only because there is a limited boundary, you can call this physical. If you take away a defined boundary that a physical form has, there is no such thing as physicality. That which is boundless is not physical, isn't it? So is there a boundary? Definitely there is. Nature has set up substantial limitations upon you, but what I am talking about is you are inventing new limitations. This is not necessary. As it is, nature has set up enough limitations upon you. You don't have to invent new limitations and make yourself much smaller than what you are. A human being is… Generally there's so much talk about God and heaven and nonsense. Mainly because human beings have not realized the immensity of what it means to be human. That is the main problem. If you are experiencing the immensity of what it means to be human, you wouldn't be talking so much about other things. This is a grand thing by itself. He makes a fish into a human being over the afternoon. Is it not a grand thing? But he is doing it unconsciously. If he can consciously convert a fish into a human being, it is a phenomena, isn't it? Isn't it so? It is an impossible phenomena which all of you are performing, but unconsciously. So how much of you has entered into your consciousness? That's a question. If you look at it, actually not even 1% of who you are has entered into your consciousness right now. If a few more percentage points enter, suddenly everything that you do looks like superhuman. Now, people around me every day witness things which they can't believe. So people keep on saying, Sadhguru, are you superhuman? Are you a human being? I keep reminding them, this is not about being superhuman. This is about realizing being human is super. Now, let me tell you a story. A certain man got spiritual thirst. In those days when they got a spiritual thirst, they went into the forest. So he went into the jungle, found a nice rock for him to sit and meditate. He sat down, then he noticed a little away from him, there was a fox. Both its forelegs were severed, crippled fox. Probably in some trap, hunter's trap, both its legs gone. Nature is not kind to any kind of incapability. This taking care of incapable people is essentially a human… it's a human society trait. In nature, if you're not capable of earning your own food, you're done. So here, there is a fox without both its forelegs, but looking healthy and well-fed. He noticed this and he thought, how is this fox managing without legs? Then he sat down, he has to do his meditation. He started. Went on for some time. As the evening came, he heard the growl of a lion. The moment he heard, went away and he ran up a tree and sat down. He forgot about the meditation. Then the lion came with a piece of meat in its mouth, came and dropped it in front of the crippled fox. And the fox ate this meat and the lion went away. This man thought, this is a divine message. God is trying to say something to me. A crippled fox being fed by a ferocious lion. This is a miracle of miracles. God is sending a message to me. What's the message? What's the message? What's the message? He completely forgot about his meditation and started thinking, what is the message? Then he arrived at his own message. He said, God is trying to tell me, in this miraculous forest, even a crippled fox is being fed by a ferocious lion. When this is so, you fool, you on the spiritual path, what are you thinking about food? Just sit there, it will anyway come to you. So he sat down, one day, second day, third day, sixth, seventh day, he's groaning for life, not able to move, totally weakened. He was groaning. Death thoughts. A yogi was passing this way. He heard these noises, he came up to him and asked, what happened to you? Why are you like this? He said, great yogi, please tell me, I got a divine message. I went by it and I became like this. Yogi asked, what happened? He said, "Here, look at that fox, look at him, he is well fed. Every day, this lion comes with a piece of meat and it feeds him. Don't you think this is a divine message? Please tell me, is this a divine message?" The yogi said, "For sure, this is a divine message. But why did you choose to imitate a crippled fox rather than a generous lion?" So, this is the choice you have. If you're imitating a crippled fox, a generous lion looks like a miracle. It's not a miracle, it is doable. Yes, it is doable, nothing miraculous about it. But there are two ways to look at it. One way is, everything is a miracle. Tell me, you put filth into the ground and mangoes come out of the tree, sweetness. The filth and the sweetness of the mangoes, are they same? They are same, isn't it so? Aren't they same? The food that you eat and what you do in your toilet the next day, they are same, isn't it so? Yes or no? If you put that same filth into the field tomorrow, once again it becomes your food, isn't it so? It is the same. But can you treat both of them the same way? No, you need discretion as to how to treat it, but they are same, isn't it? Making filth into mangoes, is this not a miracle? Making fish into a human being, is this not a miracle? Yes or no? Everything is a miracle. That's one way of looking at life. Another way of looking at life is, nothing is a miracle. Everything is happening between cause and effect. If you are short-sighted enough not to be able to see the cause, you're only seeing the effect, then it is like this. If you're able to see both the cause and the effect, everything is explainable, everything is repeatable, everything is possible to make it happen. Now I am talking about a technology to make you into a miracle. But this is not a miracle. All technologies look like miracle, isn't it? Suppose you know nothing about electricity and the hall is dark right now and I tell you, you just watch it now, I will just touch this part of the wall and the hall will be flooded with light. And if I do it, wow, you will bow down to me. Yes or no? Anything that you do not understand is a miracle for you, isn't it? Yes? Anything that you are unable to grasp is a miracle for you. Now I'm going to pull out something from my pocket, just a combination of plastic and metal. I'm going to do this and talk to somebody in India or America or where you want. Is this a miracle or not? The problem is all of you have it, this is the problem. Only if I had it, you know, if I had a cell phone 1,000 years ago, I would have become God himself. The damn thing came to me too late. If I had a light bulb 1,000 years ago, I could have become a god. The damn thing came too late. Technologies never come in time, you know. Anything that you do not understand is a miracle for you. And at the same time, is there any one thing that you truly understand? I want you to look at this. Do you understand this flower? Fully, do you? You may have studied botany for 10,000 years, but do you understand this flower fully? Do you understand a single atom in this existence? Do you? No. So everything is a miracle. If you look deep enough, everything is miraculous. On one level, everything is explainable. On another level, everything is miraculous. That's the beauty of life. If you have the necessary reason and the necessary sense of wonder and inquiry in you, you can know it all and still wonder about it, because you can study this flower for the rest of your life and still wonder about it. That's the beauty of existence, isn't it? Or you can be a fool who'll draw conclusions about this flower and believe you know it. That's a difference. Everything about your life is like this, isn't it so? Yes? Everything about your life is like this. So it's miraculous and mundane at the same time. It is within reason and beyond reason at the same time. It is human and divine at the same time. You can play between the two. It's very beautiful. You can also become an animal, you know. Very easily human beings can behave like animals, isn't it? Because what is human is not established. You can freely, seamlessly move from animal nature to human nature to divine nature and back again if you wish. It's very beautiful. Don't mess it up. Once we are born as human beings, somehow life got a little complicated. It would have been very simple if we came here like any other creatures on the planet, stomach full, everything is fine. When we were hungry, we also believed that once we take care of our survival, everything is going to be fine, no? Now once we realize somehow survival process is not good enough, there seems to be a need to do something more. Immediately, a whole industry, which we call as religion and spirituality, sprung up. All kinds of people trying to tell you what you need to do to fulfill your life, or how you can never fulfill your life but you have to go to heaven. This has taken on so many forms, so many, and the diversity is wonderful, but the deception is quite shameful. In the name of religion, in the name of believing this or that, we have broken humanity into so many pieces that we can never fix it. It almost looks like we can't fix it, no? And then came the spiritual leaders. There have been some truly wonderful, absolutely incredible masters of past and present. But at the same time, too many of all kinds of different levels of ignorance and different levels of intention has grown into it. There's all kinds of deception in the world, but the religious and the spiritual kind is the grossest kind, unfortunately. If somebody dear to you died, your neighbor who was always quarreling with you, even he will simply bow down and go on that day at least. Yes or no? A criminal who came to rob your house sees your wife is dead, even he will say, okay. A politician who's quarreling with his opposition all the time, when somebody dies, even he goes. But the spiritual people, they won't miss an opportunity. Somebody is dead who's dear to someone, and that moment they want to use. Even a common criminal wouldn't do that, isn't it so? And he would… Somebody is dead in the house, I don't think any, like a house which is in condolence was ever burgled. Usually it doesn't happen, even he avoids it. So, it becomes extremely important to present the spiritual process in its proper light for what it really is. On a certain day, a bull was grazing upon the field. Chomp, 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 chomp. Grazing, 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 went deep into the forest. Weeks of grazing on lush grass became nice and fat. A lion which was past its prime, who was having difficulty hunting the wild creatures, saw this nice fat bull and stalked him, pounced upon him, killed him, he ate him up. Stomach became full. Then with great satisfaction, like our friend, roared. There were a few hunters passing that way. They heard the roar. They tracked him down and shot him dead. The moral of the story is, when you are so full of bull, you should not open your mouth. But they are so full of bull and not for a moment they'll keep their mouth shut. I was… 2 years ago when I was at the Economic Forum, somebody was speaking about something. Actually, they were talking about brick making. This is my problem, I'm interested in everything. There is nothing that doesn't interest me. So, spiritual process is just this, a deeper involvement with life, much deeper than people would ever imagine. Not just living the surface, living the core. This is not some bull that you read in some book. This is not some nonsense that you received from somewhere. This is going to the very core of life. And you cannot go to the core of life unless you are willing to pay attention to the detail of life. Nothing in the existence will yield to you unless you pay attention to it, isn't it? Yes? Women are all nodding, men are not saying anything. Women are all saying… Nothing ever yields to you unless you pay attention to it, isn't it so? And nothing ever cannot yield to you if you pay enough attention to it. The creation and the creator has to yield to you if you pay substantial attention to it. So, if you are willing to pay substantial attention to something, everything will yield. I was just telling them, you've heard of Andrew Carnegie? Have you heard of Carnegie? Carnegie in 20th century became one of the richest men in America in a very short span of time, in a single generation, just himself. So when, as a young man, he got into business and his business started multiplying at a phenomenal pace. He started making money at a pace that America had not witnessed till then. So naturally, the administration got suspicious that he may be doing some criminal activity to make so much money. They put his business through the scanner and they couldn't find anything wrong. Then they set up an inquiry for him. A group of congressmen were conducting this inquiry, and then they asked, "We have looked through your business in every possible way and we don't find anything wrong. So how is it that you make so much money? What is this?" So Carnegie said, "See, I can keep my mind focused on something for 5 minutes at a stretch. 5 minutes, I can keep my mind focused on something. Can any one of you do it?" They all said no. And they actually set up some experiments. None of them could keep their mind focused more than a few seconds. Then he said, "You should not be running United States." Nothing yields unless you pay enough attention. And there is nothing in the existence which cannot yield if you pay enough attention to it. So spiritual process is just about paying attention to life, taking this attention deeper and deeper, where not just the creation, the very source of creation becomes a living reality for you. Even the source of creation has to yield. There are beautiful stories in India about how when a yogi or a rishi sits down and starts his penance or his meditation or something, God is just helpless. He doesn't want to yield, but he cannot do anything, he has to come. There are many stories like this. This is just to tell you, if human consciousness is substantially focused, even the source of creation cannot deny it to you. Even that has to yield. So this is a choice we have, either to exist here just as flesh and bone, as a piece of creation, or as the Creator Himself. This is the choice we have. When you exercise this choice, when you do not waste this choice, when you actually exercise this choice, then we say you're on the spiritual path. I cannot understand how anybody cannot be on the spiritual path, because this is everybody's aspiration. Everybody wants to be something more than what he is right now, isn't it so? That something more happens, he wants to be something more. This is a spiritual path conducted in a foolish way. If you conduct it the right way, then it produces results. Otherwise, you will die as an aspiration. Most people die as an aspiration, unfortunately. Very few people die as a realization. An aspiration is good as a starting point, but an aspiration is not a good thing as an ending point, isn't it so? No? Yes? An aspiration is a good thing as a starting point. An aspiration is not a good thing at the closing point. Closing point should be realization. Beginning point is aspiration, that's okay. Long time ago, there was a young maiden in South India, southernmost tip of India. She aspired to hold Shiva's hand, not his feet. She's a proud woman. She wanted to hold his hand as a wife. She said, if at all, if I marry, it's only him. If you have big desires, you also have to make yourself capable. Otherwise, desires can be very frustrating. So she started working towards making herself capable, to be suitable to draw that man. Her austerities crossed all levels of sanity, and she remained absolutely focused upon him. Every moment just on it. So it stirred up Shiva's compassion and love. So he started making his journey to South India. But all the other gods conspired. They did not want him to have a South Indian wife. They played many tricks to stop him. She set up this deadline. If I'm not married to him by sunrise on this day, I'm going to leave my body. And Shiva came to know of this and was hurrying down. Then the other gods thought, if he gets married here, he may not go back up there, he may start living in South India. So they conspired to create a false sense of sunlight. When light came up, Shiva thought, oh, sun came up and I could not meet the deadline. He was close and he thought, it's over, and he turned back. So she left her body standing. Even today she stands there as Kanyakumari. There is a shrine at the very tip of this country. So he turned back and he felt very disappointed with himself that he could not meet up to her devotion. So little despondent, frustrated with himself that he didn't make it in time, he started walking back and he needed a place to sit and work out his despondency. So he climbed up this mountain and at the peak of this mountain he sat. We don't know how long, but because wherever Shiva stepped and spent a little bit of time, people called that place as Kailash. So they call this the Kailash of the south. In its height, in its color, probably in its magnitude, it may not be comparable to the Kailash in the Himalayas, but in its potency and in its beauty and in its sacredness, it is not any less. Shiva is not a philosopher, he is a yogi. When I say he is not a philosopher, see, it's very easy to be philosophical. In fact, the less you know, the more the chances that you will become philosophical. It's very easy to become a philosopher. You just have to read a couple of books and misunderstand them. You can become a philosopher. The reason why you're talking about something that is written in a book is because you have not perceived, grasped life in any depth. If you had even read a single page of this vast existence, all your life you would be talking only that. There wouldn't be time to talk about anything else. So Shiva is a yogi, purely existential, not philosophical, not intellectual. This is not something that you can understand. This is not something that you have to be convinced about. This is not something that you have to agree with. This is something that you learn to relate with. If you can relate to it and experiment with it, it will do miraculous things for you. to understand, Shiva jumped from gross to subtle just like that. The subtlest aspects of yoga and the crudest aspects of yoga, everything was handled at once because he makes no distinction between this and that. The word Shiva means just that he made no distinction between good and bad. Anything that's rejected anywhere in the world is his. All those beings, all those qualities, all those substances which have been rejected by all the people in the world, all the gods, he took it upon himself. So, what Shiva means is absolute acceptance, not an iota of resistance. Everything is his. It is in this state the yoga was propounded. It is in this understanding the yoga was propounded. The word yoga means just the same. The word yoga means everything has become one. Yoga means all-inclusiveness. With a sense of exclusiveness in you, you attempt yoga, you will get into just entertainment.